What's happening, everybody? Oh, come on. Pause button. Work, please. What's going on? We were just shooting the breeze, and Debbie goes, hey, it's 5:02. I'm like, oh, my. It's already the show has already should have been going, and I got the wrong thing up here. Yeah, we were so having so much fun shooting the breeze that we forgot what we were doing. So, hi, everybody. It's Thursday night, time for another episode of Thrifty Business. What's going on? I'm Jay. I'm from Vegas. Hi.
I'm Debbie. I'm in California. Hi.
Hey. All right, so let's get right to introducing our guest. And let me see here. I'm still learning the new system. Here, I'm going to bring her on to her. And then I'll do this. Hold, please. I'm getting all the new system worked out still. It will be secondhand someday soon. All right, time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different mug, and I try and match it up to our guests. Our guest this week is Louise Sanchez. What's happening? Oh, no, I can't do that. Hold on. No.
Hi, Louise.
There we go. Sorry, like I said, I'm still learning the new system. How are you, my dear?
I'm fine, thanks. It's going to rain here in Colorado Springs, but we're good.
Rain? What is that? All right.
Yeah, well, we've had quite, it's monsoons for us. Get an hour of rain every afternoon, then it dries out, and then it goes away, and sunny in the morning, and we go through the cycle every day.
That's nice. It keeps all the dust down.
Yeah, and the temperature drops, but like our humidity right now is 5%.
That's what ours is. All right, so since you mentioned you're in Colorado Springs, you are from the great state of Colorado. So I am drinking some Colorado rum here. It's Montana rum. This is the white rum. This is awesome. And it's a little bit of a stretch, but I thought it'd be fun. I'm using one of my Asian mugs tonight because of what you like to do for fun in your spare time.
That's true. Like at craft shows and things.
Right. And what is that?
I write names on rice.
She writes names on rice. I have an Asian tiki mug. Ta-da. See, I put it all together.
That is
very
so good. You never disappoint, Jason, when you do it.
I try. I try.
Well, I have a 2019 Trader Vic's tiki mug, and you can actually buy one of these in our eBay store for $37 plus shipping if you'd like. My husband kind of bought too many of them, so it's a really cool one.
I kind of buy too many of them every week.
I know.
All right, sit back, relax. We'll do our segments, and we'll see you in about 25 minutes.
All right, I'll be here. Thanks.
Okay.
Coolio.
Don't go anywhere.
All right, so we do that, and we do, where am I? Oops. I think I just closed the wrong thing.
That's okay. We're still learning.
No, I didn't. All right, Okay, cool. Sorry. All right, time for our scores of the week. Debbie and I are going to share with you the cool stuff we sold. These are bolos, things that you should be on the lookout for.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, Culpepper's Herbal Book. We accepted a best offer of $59 and paid $1 for this at a book sale. It comes with a little slip case. So we're happy to see that go to its forever home.
Oh, wait a minute. See, I'm forgetting to do this because I set these all up and then I'm forgetting to do it. Scores of the week. There we go. Look at that. Now I can have that on the screen while we're doing this segment.
Wow, this is upscale.
So if you tuned in right now, you'd be like, oh, they're talking about scores. See?
Yes. Okay. I love these Time Life spiral books. I picked these up at the thrift store. They had them all in a little box for $5. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And we sold those for, but I can't see it, $54?
Yeah.
Now, if we had the hard books that match those, I would have paired them up with their hard book and sold them that way because we're selling some others that way too. But these are, that's a great amount, $54. And these are small, so people love them. Always be looking for these.
What? You sold a Gazette holder? Yay! Just like you learned from the webinar. For the exact price you learned from the webinar.
The webinar? What are you talking about? When you did your...
Flipping cassettes?
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Blondie. What are you... What webinar are you talking about while we're talking about a cassette holder?
Well, that's what I thought, but I was thinking I wasn't in your webinar. So anyway, we live in California, so we're a half hour from Napa. So I've probably found 5 of these, the different ones, the CDs. So I picked this up for $3 at a little thrift store out by Napa and sold it for, how much? I can't see it, $51?
Yep.
But packing that thing was not fun. My husband and I, it took us a while. We kind of had to build a box around it and score it and get it all, but we shipped it off. That holds 100. I guess there's a smaller one too, but I was very happy to get $51 for that. That was a little on the high side of the other solds. So we did good.
Awesome. Hang on a sec. Stacy said lost the feed. Maybe she just lost the feed. Okay. Yeah, because I got the feed going here and I see it still.
Okay.
Oh, Christmas ornaments in July.
Yes, Christmas in July. This is, there's Cache Creek as a casino, not too far from us. And I picked these up, I think, like 4 years, and I let them like ripen in our profit pile. And then they were listed for about 2 years, and then they finally sold one day. Paid $1, and they sold for, I think, $20. I was shocked. I was about to donate those back to the thrift store. I thought they're never going to sell, but never give up.
So Stacy says the show is not on. I'm watching the feed. So I have the feed open. People are commenting.
You can see the feed. Yeah, Bill's seeing it too.
It's your beginning. Those of you in the chat, you see the show, right? I see Linda. I see Heather. I see Christine.
What?
I'm watching Cache Creek.
The Cache Creek, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Joy sees it.
So, okay.
Yeah, people see it. All right, so I'm going to keep continuing on.
Okay. Onward and upward.
All right, anyone know what this is? I'll start with you, Debbie. You know what this is? I knew what it was, and the thrift store didn't.
My first, heck, a tiki mug. I don't know. It looks like a handle.
Tiki mug?
I don't know, because it's got a little hole in the top. It looks like a handle to something. I have no clue what that is.
All right, let's see if any of the people in the chat know what this is. I will give you a clue. It came from one of the Disney parks.
Jungle Land? Adventure Park. Adventureland? Is it a horn?
Oh, you know what? I wonder if people saved the old link when we were going to do it through Google Hangouts. I changed the link. So that could be the problem for a few people.
Oh, do I have the wrong link on the event?
That could be. Yeah. So, I'm going to hate to do this in the middle of the show, but let me call my wife real quick.
That could be what happened. Sorry.
Yeah. So sorry about that.
Technical difficulties.
This was, yeah. They're on the wrong link. Why are you coming through the computer?
Isn't this fun? Jason's got some cool announcements coming up, so stay tuned.
Okay, well, there's a lot of people.
Are there a lot of people in chat, Bill?
So have you refreshed?
Are there a lot of people in chat?
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. All right, I'm clicking on the link fresh. Oh, yeah, that is
That gives
weird.
us more time to figure out what this object is. It looks like something from the Vikings days.
Are you watching the chat, Deb?
No, I can't see it. Bill, are you watching the chat? Bill is.
All right, so let me grab a fresh link from here. Yeah, there's something wrong with the link in the thrifting board. What are you saying, Stace?
I am.
Is there any
All
questions?
right, so tell those people that are waiting to go to the thrifting board is the pin to the top. I got a fresh link up there, and it's the proper link. Tell them to go to the thrifting board and go to the fresh link. In the thrifting board. Yes, it's pinned to the top. Okay, I'm doing a show. I got to go. If they can't find it, I'm sorry. Okay, I got to go. I'm hanging up on you.
Any guesses on what this item is yet?
All right. Sheesh, sorry about all that. I thought I fixed all the links. Apparently I didn't, so.
And I probably messed up the one for the event. Next week, it'll be great. We have an awesome guest next week. We'll talk
all
about
right,
that
so
later.
here's what this is. The thrift store did not know it's a perch for your Banshee from Avatar from Animal Kingdom and Disney World.
Oh.
The Banshee is the little dragon you buy that sits on your shoulder and like flaps his wings and squawks and stuff. And they didn't know what it was, so they just put $1.99. They didn't even say it's. They didn't even notice it said Disney on it.
Wow! Did you know? As soon as you saw it, did you know what it was for?
Yeah, because I was at Animal Kingdom when those came out, and so I saw all the people with the Banshees on their shoulder, and then I saw this in the gift shop.
Nice. And how much did that sell for?
$26.24. I paid $2.99.
Nice.
Ooh. All right, I love shopping in the ladies section. Check out this Vanity Fair vintage house coat.
Nice.
This is one of the more colorful ones I've found. Just screaming late 60s, early 70s for sure.
That is awesome.
$50. I think I paid $6.99 for it. Cool. And I think I talked about this as a dud or something. This was on my shelves for 2 years, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't selling. I never listed it. But I put it on the shelf like it was already listed. And so I was like, ugh. So I paid $3 for Captain America San Francisco Giants, and I sold for $59.
Nice. See, it was just waiting for the perfect right buyer.
And I got this at Buffalo Exchange, one of my most favorite places to shop. This is an embroidered vintage button-down Western shirt with a barn and a silo. On the back, it says, "I'm proud to be a farmer."
Oh, that's awesome.
I paid $5 for that and sold it for $35.
Wow, you got something for $5 at Buffalo Exchange?
Yep, it was on sale.
Nice.
All right. Time for Jay's CD and cassette scores of the week. I want to thank Nadine for whipping up a cool new graphic for me. The one I was using was just kind of rinky-dink because I did it. All right, first one. I know you all love Grind Crusher. You don't, but I found this at a garage sale for $1 and I sold it for $40 based on what I learned in the webinar that I taught.
Very interesting.
And then this one, I had this one forever. It was sitting on my desk, Deb, and it was an old CD, 87. And I'm just like, I don't even know who this guy is. No one cares. I finally found out he was the king of Latin music. And I'm like, oh, I'll give it a whirl. This is an older version of the CD. It doesn't sound as good as a modern one. And it sold within the first night I listed it. I'm like, oops, don't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Speaking of, have you ever heard of the comedian Anthony Jeselnik?
I can't say that I have.
So he's kind of dry. He's in all the roasts on Comedy Central. And apparently one of his early CDs is out of print because I bought this for $1.99 at Goodwill and I sold it for $80 on Amazon.
Man, there's some money in CDs and cassettes.
So that is one of those things that most people probably would have just looked right on over. And not me, because I know who he is. And I'm like, oh, and it was sealed. That was the bonus. It was still sealed.
Nice. Oh,
all
that's
right.
Cool.
Well, let me get my little things in here. All right, so I'll switch to that. All right. We're getting the hang of this. Thank you for bearing with us. Time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours. And for some reason, mine's loaded up first. Okay. This is what? I can't believe I haven't sold this. This sexy little lingerie bra top. American flag. I've had it up for 2 years.
Wow. What size is it?
4XL. I mean, there's got to be some, Harley rednecky chick who's going to a kick-ass 4th of July, let's blow some shit up party or Labor Day. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that I've never even had a nibble on it. It has a brand name. See, the reason for everybody that I keep asking how much, this is a different system than we were using before, and the screen's way smaller for me. So that's why I'm like, I think I need glasses. Is it a well-known brand? Probably not. No, it's not the brand. I bought it because of the size and because of the look.
Yeah.
So, I figured someone would love it, but apparently not. And then we'll do your 2 duds and I'll come back to my dud.
Okay. I bought this train book, I think about 2 years ago for $1.29. And I've done very well with these type of train books in the past, even up to about $100. This one has been setting. I had it at $19.99. I just dropped it to $15.99. And it even has free shipping. So maybe, I don't know. It's still here.
Still here.
Still with us. Same thing with this We bought it. I paid $4 for it a couple of years ago, and I had it at $49. So maybe my price was too high, and I just dropped it down to $22. And we had Tim Chapman on the show as a guest about a year ago, and his motto is, it's either priced too high or nobody wants it. So I've lowered the price, and I know somebody wants it. So we'll wait.
We'll wait. We'll be patient.
Yes.
Oh, I guess I went with 3 duds. That's why there was a little screwy there. Okay. I thought this was a fun sweater. Like the lingerie piece, I've had it up on eBay for about 2 years now. And maybe I'm not describing it well enough, but I thought it was fun. And no nibbles at all. None.
Have you been pinning these to Pinterest?
No.
Well, pin them.
Maybe we should do that.
Happens. Absolutely.
All right, here's my real dud of the week. Okay, so I sold this on Bonanza, and Bonanza should automatically remove your listing from eBay. I always double check. This is the time I didn't, and guess what? Didn't come off of eBay. So it sold again. And I'm like, wait a minute, didn't I sell it already? Realize my mistake. So I go, like a good seller should, I go buy another one on eBay, and I plug in the customer's address instead of mine ahead of time. And so I send it off to him. And then the buyer isn't shipping it. I'm like, hey, I got this for my friend's kid. Can you let me know when it's going to ship? And then it shipped. And then it showed up at my house. So although I plugged in the other address, I never clicked use this address. And so my poor customer, it took about 2 weeks to get their little cheap plush. So even buying the one that I bought, I was still going to clear like $1. I wasn't going to really lose anything, but having to redo it and everything, that was my mistake. So if you screw up, don't just cancel an order. Go find one. Unless it's super duper rare. There was plenty of these on eBay, so I was able to pick out one. I just screwed up the screw up. So don't do that.
And I'm going to give a little tip here. Don't ever use your Amazon Prime to do something like that with, because that is against Amazon's terms of service. So you might think, oh, I'll just go on Amazon and use my Prime. No, you can lose your Amazon account over that.
Don't do that. All right, now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not selling internationally, you're leaving out three potential customers. 7.3 billion potential customers. Shockingly, Debbie doesn't have one. We've been offered 2 weeks, but I do. A little city called Norman Park, right outside of Brisbane in Australia. They needed 8 Prince and Prince-related cassettes. So, music is definitely the international language. So if you're selling music, especially since I've been teaching webinars on CDs and cassettes, and in the Secret Beach, I've done 2 record webinars. You've got to be selling internationally. Most of my records go to Germany and other parts of Europe. So you've got to be selling internationally because everyone wants music the world over.
How much did you sell those for? Do you know?
$32.
Nice.
Did I do a close? I did a Close Encounters. Yay. Look at me. Fun. No graphics. Close Encounters of the Thrifty kind. All right. So last episode, so 2 weeks ago, my thrifty tip was to keep your eyes peeled for the Steep Canyon Rangers, which is a musical group that features Steve Martin, because you'll oftentimes find autographed ones in the thrift store. So that was my tip 2 weeks ago. Well, funny enough, come on, Mike Kramer, one of our viewers, was wearing his Steep Canyon Rangers t-shirt when he was watching the episode last week. Now, this wouldn't be as crazy if it was Metallica or Iron Maiden, but Steep Canyon Rangers, most of you probably don't even know who they are. And the fact that he has a t-shirt and was wearing it when I talked about it, there is a virtual thrifty encounter.
That is awesome.
Isn't that great?
Yes. What a small world.
All right. Now it's time for our thrifty tips of the week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing.
Okay, if you're a member of the thrifting board, you know about the thrift haul. And if you're not, you should become a member. Every week, Jason starts a new thread called the thrift haul. Read through this. And I gave 2 little examples there of people that bought something and then sold it. Those lemony snickets, I think, sold for $54. She paid $5. And then the one above. Not every time do people tell you, I already sold it. But you can just go through there and read what did people pick up, because it really expands our horizon on what to be looking for. at garage sales, estate sales, and thrift stores. So go through the Thrifty haul, even if you don't have anything to post, because we don't thrift all the time every week. Just take time and read through that. It's really fun to see what people are buying.
Yeah, and it's endlessly entertaining too, because some stuff you're like, well, good, they've learned this from the group, and other stuff I'll squint and go, that's worth money. And sometimes people don't know. They buy things they think and they aren't, but then some things are so like they can't be worth money, and I look it up and I'm like, oh shit, it is. So it's a weekly education. So yes, great tip. Okay, so here's my tip. This is 2 tips in one. I've said before, but they came true together the other day, so I thought I'll do them again. So 2 tips in one. First, even if you don't go down certain sections, like I don't go down kids' clothes, look up and down the aisles. This is the jean aisle, and hanging at the end of the jean aisle was a brand that I always tell you to look out for. There we go. It is the Dive Bar T-shirt Club. And so every month, and I'm part of the club, I get a different Dive Bar T-shirt in the mail. So this is the Char Bar from Columbus, Ohio. So I see it sitting in the jeans section. Now, because it's a of the month club, I'm like, all right, I'm going to get to the T-shirt section and look in the same size. Is there others? Oh, yes. So there's another one.
Awesome.
And there's another one. So the 2 tips are keep your eyes open in other sections. And when you find one thing like a subscription-based service, there might be more. And obviously, all 3 of these got donated at the same time. And then while I was in the shirt section, just as a little bonus, hanging in the middle, just like this, is this really cute mermaid swimsuit, new with tags.
Awesome. Wow. Hey.
All right.
It's your color.
Again, not in the proper section. Someone had snagged it and then just said, nah, I'll put it here.
Yeah. I've found books before in weird places too. And sometimes I think people are hiding things, waiting for that special color day.
Oh, that could be. That one definitely wasn't hiding. That was just like someone like, screw this. And they threw
it. That's nice.
All right. Now it's time for... You have got to be Ship Me. Little tips and tricks, what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Alrighty, this is kind of a twofer like you were talking about. ShipSaver. Media mail does not come with insurance included, like our priority mail where it gets spoiled with those. So you can go into eBay apps. eBay has a lot of different apps. If you're on the Seller Hub, you go over to the left, the overview, go to the left down to Manage Third-Party Applications and click on that, and it will take you to a page that has all these apps that you can subscribe to. When you get there, you're going to see that link, the arrow, let's say join here or click here. You can also go to www.shipsaver.com and get there that way. Since I'm a subscriber, it shows up under my managed third-party applications already. So this is how we buy insurance for media mail. It's very affordable. It's 65 cents up to $50, and then $50 to $100, it's $1.65. You can get domestic and international. And you really want to read their terms of service because there's a lot of things they don't insure, coins and money and different kinds of things like that. I think some electronics. I haven't had a claim yet, so I don't know how that's going to work, knock on wood. It doesn't cost, there's no monthly fees or anything to use it. And they have, it's not for Bonanza yet, sadly, but they're going to, it auto imports. So we go into ShipSaver and our sales are there. And we just have to pick and choose which ones we want to insure. And I think we still have only 24 hours to do that. So like I might wake up in the middle of the night and go, we forgot to insure it, run to the laptop and get it insured. But we usually do it when we buy our postage. So we do it right away. They auto import from eBay, Etsy, and Shopify. And BigCommerce, Magento, Volusion, and Amazon are coming soon to ShipSaver too. But there's no mention of Bonanza yet. So check that out.
Very awesome. Yeah. All right. So the other day in the thrifting board, I popped up this post. I said, is this vintage lamp worth $16 to flip? So here's the lamp. And I actually added that sticker is actually very tiny. I didn't see it at first. So when I first asked, I didn't have a brand to work off of. And then I really looked. I mean, that sticker is like that big. So I blew it up. Wow. But here's why it's in my shipping tip. Oops, too big. This is the number of people who said no, because why, Deb?
Because it's too big to ship. Dim weight.
Okay, and I replied, who said I was shipping it? I just want to know if I should buy it. One just sold on eBay for $65, local pickup only. But Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp. You all should be using the local apps to move bigger stuff. If I can take this $16 lamp, do nothing but throw the ad up on the local apps and maybe sell it for $40, that's a good profit return for really doing no work. It works. It's clean. I don't got to do nothing to it. Like I plugged it in, turned it on, ta-da! Nice. But when I was getting ready to count how many times people said no because of shipping, I realized 2 people in that post want to buy it.
Oh,
so I'm chatting with the first one who said it. If it doesn't work out for her, I will chat with the second one. So I don't even have to do anything really.
Now, do you have to ship it to the people that want to buy it?
And so tonight I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to see if it comes apart. If it comes apart, it will definitely be much easier to ship, and we'll go from there. But don't pass things because you don't want to ship them unless you live in a remote corner of North Dakota. Most of us live near or in bigger cities. There are plenty of customers who will come pick it up or meet you at a lit up corner with other people.
Yes. I thought there was a dent in it because of the light.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I read the whole post and I thought, how come no one's asking him how he's going to get that dent out? And then I dawned on, it's the light reflection. And it was funny. You had a particular house customer that might want to buy that. You were talking about. Yeah, it's a cool lamp.
Now it's time for our eBay tips of the week, little tips and tricks to help you out when selling online.
Okay, sometimes it's nice to, I guess I shouldn't say spy on other sellers, but there's a way to see what they've sold. And that's a great way to look for BOLOs too. You click on any of their listings and then you'll see sellers' other items. And then when you click on that, then you can get into sold listings. It used to be easier to do this, so that's why I wanted to explain. We have a lot of new sellers in the thrifting board. Just about every day someone will say I'm a brand new seller. So it's fun to see what people are buying and what they've sold them for. So that's a way that you can do that, to go look and see what they're selling. Because you actually get to see what they sold it for, unless it was they accepted a best offer. Sometimes they don't give that information there.
No, but you can see what they are selling. I use that all the time. All right, here's my other mistake of the week, but this one worked out way better than the little plush manatee. So the customer bought this Grateful Dead Terrapin Station CD. As you can see, it's sealed. It's an import. It's a very specific import. Well, I mailed him this Grateful Dead CD. Same import series, totally different cover. I just happened to see the import thing sticking out. Forgot I had 2 Grateful Deads, mailed it. Realized it. Messaged him after he got it. I said, look, I'm going to send you the right one. In the package will be a return envelope, prepaid postage. Please return it. I'm so sorry. He goes, oh, I didn't realize you had this other one. I'll buy this other one too. So I cut him a deal. I said, look, you already got it. I ain't charging you for shipping. So I cut him a deal. And we chatted a bunch today. Any Grateful Dead stuff I get in the near future, he said, just message me directly. And if it's got something you like, I will buy it off you. So my mistake, because I communicated with the buyer, is going to turn out to be actually a good thing.
Awesome.
He will come back time and time again.
Yeah, because you gave him great customer service.
I did.
Yep.
All right, let's pop Jeans with Joy up there. And there it is. All right, now it's time for Jeans with Joy's Good Award of the Week. Joy is our resident jean expert, and she teaches everybody about jeans in the thrifting board and her own group, Jeans with Joy.
Yes.
And every week we have tons of people talking about denim, but this week is awesome because John had been paying attention to all of the discussion of jeans in the group, and he picked up these amazing 1950s vintage Sanforized Let Lee denim overalls. All the original tags still, $8, and he's going to get around $200. The only thing I have to say to John is get your pictures right side up.
Yeah.
He wasn't asking for help. He was just kind of showing off, which is great. But yeah, make sure your pictures are right side up, especially when you're asking for help. Don't make people go like this to look at your item to help you. But I love when I see people spend $8 and they're going to turn it into $200.
Amazing.
All right. That's our segments. We do have a few housekeeping things here. First one is I haven't done a thrift haul in a long time. I got a lot of shit ready. My buddy Matt said, hey, I want to do a thrift haul with you. So I said, oh, cool. It's so cool that someone just reached out and said, I want to do a thrift haul with you. So Matt Spitzbergen and I are going to do a thrift haul tomorrow night. He sent me a picture. I forgot to ask. It's either him and his brother or him and his buddy. They were at a garage sale and they both picked up an item at the same time. It was the same item. So this garage sale had 2, and when you see it, you're like, they shouldn't have had 2. And tune in tomorrow. So this is gonna be tomorrow night, Friday night, 9 p.m. East Coast, 6 p.m. West Coast. I paid $30 for a T-shirt at Buffalo Exchange that is worth way more. So you've got to see this T-shirt. It's gonna blow your mind. When I found it, I'm like, I did not just find this is like a holy grail T-shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was shocked to find it. And $30, psh, easy peasy. When it sells for as much as you see it's going to sell for. Oh, I forgot I put it up there with the time too. Hey, look, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Okay, so we're almost on the eve of eBay Open and coming to Vegas. So Mom and I are going to do our yearly what to expect from eBay Open. Now, I would still recommend you tuning in because you love my mother, but also we're going to talk about Vegas. So if you're not coming to eBay Open and you do come to Vegas at some point in your life, we're going to be talking about shows and restaurants and bars and what to do and what to skip. Kind of like the duds of the week. There are things in Vegas you should never, ever waste your time doing.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about all that. Mom's got some great scores, got a great haul. So it'll be a fun show. I don't have the time yet. We haven't looked at our calendar, but it'll be Sunday as usual. And hey, guess what? I know I tricked you guys all 2 weeks ago, but the network tricked me. Oh, hey, Velma, you are, let me put this up there. Here's what Velma says. Oh, oops, wrong one. Holy Grail t-shirt, Nirvana original tour shirt. Oh, you don't know how close you are, Velma. You do not know how close you are. So,
ooh, she's good.
All right. So, yes, the network changed the order of shows around. They didn't tell the production company. They changed them. And so I was led astray by the production company, not on purpose. They were just as shocked as me. So guess what? Monday, I'm on Pawn Stars. Set your DVR. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Ours is always set for Pawn Stars anyway.
And my only mistake, and I think I said this before, is I forget what things I took to which episodes. I can't even preview it for you. And the episodes we shot, I know the order of them, but I forget what items were in one and what items were in the other. Like I know the groupings, but I forget what's going to be first. So I can't even, preview it for you. But Monday night, 10 o'clock, History Channel, get your VCRs, get your DVRs, get your TiVos ready to go.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
And I will have a post in the groups this weekend. And then I'm going to be on the other side of the mic. I don't often do that. My boy Dominic, Primetime Treasure Hunter, is interviewing me on the 17th, which is Wednesday, on his YouTube channel. So we're going to talk Thrift Hunters. We're going to talk the Pawn Stars episode that we'll have just been on, and running groups and all the other things in between. Some people want to learn about tiki, so I'll have some tiki stuff ready to go. So it'll be fun, me being interviewed. And ta-da, look who is giving the next webinar in the Secret Beach, the next Typhoon, which is our guest experts. Nadine has been killing it on Poshmark. Like, she's yelling at me every day going, you got to get on Poshmark. She sends me screenshots of her sales every day. I'm like, shit. So awesome. We don't have the exact date and time, but it's going to be next week probably. So those of you in the Secret Beach, get ready for Typhoon Nay.
Awesome. That's cool.
And then this is an epic picture from my epic friend, my buddy Primo Chemo. He messaged me out of the blue 2 weeks ago. We saw my folks at this tiki event from where he took this picture. And he said, look, my collections have taken over my house. I need to start thinning them. So I'm getting back on my eBay game. I'm an expert in mid-century modern, Danish furniture, all kinds of tiki records. He goes, I would love to shoot the breeze about, thinning the herd, decluttering, and then anybody's got questions on vintage furniture and stuff like that, I'm happy to help. So he's going to be my guest next Thursday, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock West Coast.
Awesome. That'll be fun. Is that a horn or is that a tiki mug?
That is a conch shell he was blowing.
Okay.
All right. So speaking of eBay Open, we'll get through this real quick and then we'll get our guest in here. Here is the list of events. So Ask You's Party on Sunday. Monday is Secret Beach Bash. Tuesday is the Tiki Party at Frankie's. And then Friday is the Thrift Class on steroids. Anyone can come to the Ask You's Party. You got to be in town early enough. It's Sunday afternoon. Monday is just for the Secret Beachcombers. Tuesday is for everybody. And I just been told, Deb, so last year, 3 boys, me and Eric and Michael, wore muumuus. Michael's got a brand new muumuu, and I don't have a brand new muumuu. So I got 2 weeks to find me a brand new muumuu for this year.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
That says Tuesday is the thrift class. It's supposed to be Friday.
Wow. I have never noticed the graphics wrong.
I didn't either till just now.
Holy crap. Yeah, that does say, so it should say Friday. Nay.
Okay.
What the hell? Yeah, I see that. And maybe, you know what? I might have grabbed the old one. This I think is my bad. My bad.
Okay, that's okay.
All right. But speaking of, we got our thrifting board shirts. Hey, here's mine.
Nice.
And
I
you
love
thrift
that
better
purple.
when you wear this. But all kinds of other fun stuff coming up because we got the thrifting board shirts. We got the Secret Beach shirts. And the thrift class on steroids is me. It's Debbie. It's my mom. It's Craig Dawson teaching us the wall baggies. It's Joy teaching us jeans. It's Stephanie teaching us bread and butter items. And Stacy's going to give a presentation.
What?
My non-thrifting wife is going to give a presentation. So if you haven't signed up for the class, you want to get signed up. There's a couple seats left. And here are the pins. That picture does not do the pins justice. So let me pop myself up on the bigger. So if you're in the Secret Beach, here's your Secret Beach pin you'll get at eBay Open.
Woo!
If you're in the thrifting board, here's your thrifting board pin.
Nice.
And there is a little scavenger hunt where 5 of you will get a Secret thrifting board pop socket and a Secret Beach pop socket. If you don't know what a pop socket is, it goes on the back of your phone so you can hold your phone.
Nice.
And it's a little scavenger hunt. You have to tell me the secret word. Now, I'm going to give you the secret word, but you won't know that I gave it to you. You just got to figure it out. So the first 5 people figure it out. I'll give you a pop socket if you're in the Secret Beach. And if you're in the thrifting board, I'll give you one of these.
Nice. And don't ask me what it is because I won't know.
All right, there's our pop sockets. And then, okay. So now we're out of July. Boom, it's October. eCom Chicago 2019. You got to come. If you're in the Midwest, this is the best Midwestern eCom event. Here is the lineup. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Here's the lineup. Dun, 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 dun. John Lawson, me, Stephanie Inge, Brianna Moeller, my buddy Jing, my buddy Flav that told me about this StreamYard, which we're using. So it's a great event. Chris Green, of course. And the best part of the event is, I mean, the whole event's great, but the first day of the 3 days, it is Coaches Day and Sponsors Day. So everyone that sponsors the show, they get an hour to demonstrate their product. And then also going on at the same time in another room is all these speakers do a coach's corner. You get 20 minutes per coach. So you sign up. And I mean, that's worth the price alone right there. You could talk to all these people. So you want to up your making t-shirts game, you come talk to Chris. You want me to do a store review, you come talk to me. If you want to find out how to get a better social media presence, you come talk to John. It's pretty awesome. So get signed up, ecomchicago.com. We will see you in the Midwest.
Awesome.
All right. Yay. Phew. Let me get the doorbell.
Take a
It's a little
breather.
weird tonight, but we're getting the kinks worked out. I do apologize for the kinks. Hey, everybody.
Louise.
It's Louise
Hi.
Sanchez. How are you?
I'm fine.
Oops, nope, I didn't want that one. I want this one. There we go. Now, the one thing about StreamYard is I'm always the big person, and that's the bummer. Not because I am the big person, but I would have liked right now to make our guest big and Debbie and I small. They did say that feature is coming, so right now we're going to just be 3 equal sized.
Hi.
Or we could do it this way.
Aw.
We like that.
Oh,
Let me look at the chat. You like this? Or you like this?
I like that.
Okay. We'll see what the chat says too. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How is Colorado Springs?
Fantastic. Love it. Love it. We've been here 14 years, and I don't think I'd rather live anywhere else.
Nice.
And where were you before Colorado Springs?
For the most part, New Mexico for 35 years, but I was born and raised in Long Island, New York.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a New Yorker.
You're a New Yorker in the Rocky Mountains.
Yep. And Jean's born and raised in New Mexico.
I was going to ask how you ended up there.
We met dancing.
Oh.
Oh,
He's-
shut up. I did not know that.
Yep. At a country western bar.
Were you line dancing?
No, we were polka and waltz.
Nice.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
Mhm. That's like 32 years ago.
So were you dancing? And he said, would you like to dance? Or how did that work out? I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but I love it. Let's talk about it.
So the story that he tells is that for several weeks he tried to come and ask me to dance, but I was always going out and dancing. Finally, he kept inching way up, and he inched and inched and inched. Finally, he got to ask me out. And so then we danced a two-step, and that was good. And then a waltz came on. He said, I don't know how. And I said, oh, come on, it's easy. You're a good dancer. And I said, it's just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we've been 1, 2, 3ing ever since.
And how long ago? What year was that?
1988.
Nice.
Oh, Sabrina's got a great question. Let me pop this up. Let's see how this looks now. What song were you dancing to? Do you remember?
I think one of the first one was either Waltz Across Texas. That was one of our favorites. And then afterwards, like a polka was Rocky Top. And then we liked, what was the other one? Yeah, it's been so long ago, my mind's going blank.
I didn't know you could waltz to country western music.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
I think Debbie's telling Bill she's got some ideas. Let's go waltzing.
Yeah. Let me add something to what you were talking about, ShipSaver, where you go in all the time. I have mine set for $25. Any sale over $25 is automatically insured with ShipSaver. And that way I don't have to go in every time.
That's nice. Stacy.
Stacy put up a little, it's a man and woman waltzing or dancing.
There we go.
Man, I love this feature of throwing stuff up. It's just so awesome. Just so awesome. All right. So you fell in love over two-step. I love that. That's a lot of fun. All right. So you put me to shame by 2 years. When was your first day on eBay?
February 27th. What was that, 1998?
Wow. Two years before me.
Yeah, let me find it for sure.
Wow, the changes you've seen. Both of you.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking the other day, we used to do cash in the mail, and we'd wait for a check or money order. Pictures were impossible to do. That's how I started with Vendio, because I was totally computer illiterate. Couldn't get the pictures from the floppy disk into the computer. And then Vendio came along and made it really easy to get the pictures over there. And that was that.
So I want that to sink in, everybody, especially if you're newer to selling. Couldn't get the the pictures into the floppy disk. Okay.
That's right.
That's when we started. Debbie, when did you start?
Well, it says 2002, but I think it was 2001.
So back then, all three of us were getting cash in the mail. We were getting quarters taped to pieces of paper in the envelopes, and it was, we didn't have pictures at first. It was just words.
That's right.
You bought and sold on words alone. That was it, and so it was crazy. And then when pictures started, it was not easy. If anyone complains about anything in terms of listing nowadays, I'm like, oh, shut up. You have it so easy.
That's right.
But, not having pictures and having to write descriptions taught us how to do proper descriptions, that we didn't want to leave anything out now even.
Did you get a lot of returns back then?
I never get returns, ever.
Good.
I lie. I got one in December because it was a rubber duck and it looked gray in the photo and live, but the second batch I got was more mauve, and I sent it to a guy in Denver, and he sent it back because he didn't want a mauve rubber duck or cat duck. He wanted a gray duck, and that was the only one. That was a color problem. But other than that, and I have it set for 60 days, and seller pays for returns, and we never get returns.
Nice.
All right, so I popped the graphic back up because one of your things is you sell a lot of ducks.
We do.
And now how'd you get into selling ducks? Like, why is that a thing? Why is that your thing, actually?
Well, because we do a lot of craft shows with when I write the names on rice, and we had scarves for the ladies and sun visors, but nobody ever has anything for little kids. So we got the ducks for the kids for $1. And while mom and teenage girls are looking at the jewelry and the accessories, the other stuff, the little kids have something to buy, and they do very, very well. So we started stocking them, and we have like, I don't know, 250 different designs of ducks. And I thought, well, if we've got them, I was trying to get our listings up to 1,000. Why not just put them all onto eBay? And so they used to sell a lot better, but because of shipping and the cost of shipping for first class mail, I've had to go up to $5.98, and that's kind of expensive for a little 2-inch duck. But some of them are very, very cute, like the mermaid that's up on that graphic. And I just got super villains, and the unicorn is the most popular. So they're just fun. And now it turns out that everybody thinks of us as the duck, and I do a duck a day on my Facebook page, and I call it a ducky a day. And if you go to Google and just put hashtag a ducky a day, they're all our listings.
Nice.
You know, it goes back to either eBay or to the images or our ducks from Facebook or Pinterest.
So how'd you find out you could write on rice?
Gene got hurt at work, and so he was on disability, and we were doing craft shows. And at the same time, we had gone to Disneyland in California, and at that time it was beach jewelry. And I was like, people write on rice? That's crazy. But then the more we thought about it, we wanted to step up the craft show exposure. And so we started, you could buy the whole kit. So we bought the kit and taught ourselves. And now I've probably done maybe 22,000 names, been on TV 4 times, done 4 marriage proposals, like, will you marry me on the rice? Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, a lot of good stories.
That's awesome.
But I don't do it on eBay or online because there's so many choices. We have like 30 different bottles to put the rice into, probably have 60 different necklaces to hang it from. We've got all different color sands and glitter to put in the bottle. So we just do it local. It's too many pictures, too confusing. And there's a lot of people selling it real cheap. So I won't do that.
So are you using like a magnifying
I do. I wear
like this?
No, I use the jeweler's headset thing.
Gotcha.
And a good light and a very fine pen. And the pen is going the way of the dinosaur because nobody's drafting with pen and ink anymore. And so it's really hard to find the pen. I have to buy it from Germany.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a German tradition.
No. They used to tell me that they would, when we were in New Mexico at the state fair, that they could go to Mexico and the guys on the beach would write on the rice and do the necklaces for $1. And they held the rice in their fingers and drew Tweety Bird and Mickey Mouse on the rice, holding it in their fingers. It's like, I do 9 letters per side. Thank you very much. That's about as much as I can do.
Wow.
And when we first started, one of the very first nights, somebody came along and wanted the comedy and tragedy masks. And I said, it's rice. That's it. Yeah, it's rice. I do no comedy and tragedy. I can do a smiley face and a heart and a butterfly, but I'm not an artist either. But
that's still amazing.
It's been fun. It really has been.
What, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Oh, do you happen to have anything handy? People keep saying, can we see it? I am shocked the number of people who have never heard of this. Like, do y'all not go to the fair?
Yeah.
No.
Let me see.
Jean's going to go look, but I can post a picture on the board.
All right, cool. So since Jean's doing that, let's talk about you and my mom and dad. You and Jean, your husband, or my mom and dad are kind of identical in terms of you're a little bit older, but eBay business, Meetup Group, you don't act your age in a good way, not a bad way, but in a good way. You know, you don't. I said you're as old as you feel.
Oh, yeah, I'm really 55 inside my head. Maybe, if that old.
I would say
I
I'm
mean,
about 19.
I was going to say I stopped at 18.
I only know my age because that's the year I was, from the year I was born. But other than that, it just, I see people my age and they're old.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah,
70 is a new 40.
When you see those news stories and they're like, this person did meth and they got arrested, and you look at them, you're like, man, they're so old. They're like, and this person's 37. You're like, whoa. I feel good about my gray beard.
You see people dying that are 65 and go, oh my God. Yeah. So
You're also eBay educator.
I am.
Do they still have that program? Are you still doing it?
I'm still teaching, and we just can't say that it was like eBay University or that stuff. But yeah, we were trained by eBay, and I teach at the senior center
Nice.
like 3 or 4 times a year. And our senior center is sponsored by the YMCA.
Now, has anyone at the senior center tried to claim they're too old, and then you went, hey, now?
No, the problem is that they're not that computer literate. The people that are wanting to sell stuff are like us, wanting to downsize, get rid of stuff, things that the kids don't want, things that have value but are more collectibles. And so they want to sell it, but they don't have the computer expertise. And that's a problem, because when you start showing them the listing form and the things that they have to be careful of and to fill out of the long form, it's like, oh, that's too much. I can't do that. And so even though a class might have a good number of people in it, I'm hearing from other educators too that the end result of actual eBayers is small.
Okay.
What?
Do they ask you to sell for them then?
They do, and we don't. And
Okay.
I ask people in my meetup, and nobody in the meetup wants to do it either. It's just there's too many pitfalls to sell for somebody else.
So can you make a slide presentation in PowerPoint or Keynote?
Can I?
Yeah. Do you know how to do it?
Yes.
Okay. My mom's attempting her first one this week.
Nice.
Oh,
Hey, Peggy, if I can do it, you can do it.
that's the way I feel too, because like I say, I totally taught myself.
My
And that's
first
awesome.
attempt was a nightmare, wasn't it, Jason? Last year for the steroids class, he wanted to shoot me, but I'm better now. I learned.
It was very funny. Instead of making a slide presentation with, say, 50 slides, Debbie made 50 presentations with 1 slide each.
Oh no.
She made a new presentation for every slide.
Now don't ask me to do Skype and screen share. I can't do that, but I can do a PowerPoint.
Awesome.
Well, I haven't tried to figure it out yet, but
Well, I can teach you that. That's easy.
Yeah, Skype. Skype's easy.
well, we do that a lot for our meetup. So Jason's been in our Skyped in for us, and that's a good story. One time we were on our way we had a meetup in Albuquerque, because that's where we were from and the grandkids were there. And so every time we went down, I could meet with eBay sellers. Why not? So we had a meetup down in Albuquerque. We were on our way down. We had a speaker scheduled, and this was like at 2:00 in the afternoon. The meeting was at 5:00. We're halfway there. It's a 6-hour drive. And the speaker writes me and says, I can't, I'm sick. I just can't do it. I messaged Jason. I said, help, Jason, help. And he said, what? And I said, I need help. I need a speaker. And he said, what am I going to talk about? And I said, Jason, talk about whatever you want, but I just need a speaker. And sure enough, he came in and he filled in for us very last minute, like with 3 hours notice. And so he saved us, because people were expecting a speaker. We're driving down there, and so it worked out really, really well.
Technology is amazing.
Yeah.
I just did the Chicago meetup last night, obviously via the computer, and it's really tricky if you're a public speaker like I am, because it's hard to hear a reaction. So it's a very dry, I'm giving a speech, and I always put humor in. And so I actually had to pause and I kind of lean towards the speaker because it's this big room, but the computer it's coming out of is at the front. And I'm like, okay, I hear a little laughter. I got the crowd. Yay. That's awesome. But yeah, I don't mind. I love doing them. And I was talking to Rich and Nyla afterwards, and I said, I hope they enjoyed it and got something out of it, because even though I could hear the laughter, you don't see the people's faces all that well. So you don't know, if you're connecting. And they said, oh yeah, after we hung up, everyone said that was such great content. So it's great, but it's a little tricky for the speaker end to be like, are they getting it? Like when I speak at ASD in a couple of weeks, I can see the crowd. I can see when people leave, when people fall asleep, or when people lean in. So once you got them leaning in, you're doing good. When they fall asleep, you're like, uh-oh, did they party too hard, or do I suck? So, when did you decide, hey, I should teach, besides just being an eBay seller, I should help others too? How long ago was that?
That was about 5-6 years ago, and that was Gene encouraged me. He said, you do it so well, it so well that you should be teaching. And that was when eBay University was going, and you could just take the class from them, take the test, and then you were a certified eBay education specialist, which is the term we can't use anymore. But so now I'm an eBay teacher. So
you didn't do that, Debbie, did you?
I did.
Wasn't that about 5-6 years ago, Debbie?
Yeah.
Or is it longer?
Well, I think it's been going on longer, but yeah, I was doing an outreach program for eBay, and they made us go through that course. We had to go through and get certified, but I never felt right about charging people. So people would call me. That's how I met our friend Jessica Januska. She called me, and I just helped her for free. Mainly, I just put people in Facebook groups. Hey, join Jason's group. You'll learn everything you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't want the one-on-one, the specialty stuff, Yeah. So
that's good. I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a good release. It's frustrating sometimes. A lot of what any of us teach is based on experience and what we study, and we try to keep up with eBay and their best practices. And when it falls on deaf ears, it becomes a little frustrating.
Yeah.
But, just got to keep plugging along and do what we do. And I have to remind myself, it's everybody's business. Whatever they want to do is fine by me. I'm going to do the right thing. If they don't want to make the effort and they don't make the sales, don't be crying about it.
Boo-hoo. All right. So let's talk about your scores, and then we'll talk about your duds. So let me pop this up here. Ta-da. Okay. Ooh, right. 8 tracks. I'm so excited.
This was a yard sale last year. It had rained the night before. She had left everything outside. It was in a crate or a cardboard box marked free, and there were probably 25 tapes in there. This one was sealed, and it went to the Netherlands.
Nice.
Wow. See?
Yeah.
Tape, cassette, 8-track. B, went internationally. So definitely have that option. Boy, you were just going all old stuff. Look at that phone.
That was a church sale. I don't know. I think I paid $1 for it, and it took maybe 2 months to sell. So I was really happy with that.
Yeah, my mom does well with the old phone. So, you should definitely not overlook them, because more and more people are getting rid of their home lines, and they end up in the thrift store. So they're easy to find, and usually they're not expensive, because people are like, who wants a phone?
Right. The other one too is remotes, old TV, VCR remotes. We've done well with those too. Don't get a lot for them, but they sell well and they're cheap. Oh, our sheet music. So forever I've been, when we've been at yard sales, and I really shouldn't go out sourcing at all, because we inherited my mom's house and all her collectibles, and we have so much stuff to sell. But, you get the bug and you go out and you look at stuff. And so every once in a while I find a piece of sheet music, and I've listed it over the years. Well, a year ago, January, we were at an indoor big flea market type thing. and I saw somebody walking around with sheet music, and I said, "Oh, where'd you get that?" And she said, "Oh, just right over there." So I went, and he had like 2 of the soda boxes, those thin boxes, full of sheet music. So I said to him, "How much?" And he said, $1 a sheet or $30 for the whole box. And I started going through and I started finding these really old ones. And in no time, I had 5 or 6 pulled out. And I just turned to Gene and I said, "Give the man $30. And so Gene didn't have $30. He had the credit card. And long story short, he couldn't take cards, but the guy behind him could take cards. And it was PayPal. Turns out the guy I was buying the sheet music from was an eBay seller, and he didn't want to list them individually. So we paid $30. There were over 300 of them. We have 10 cents into each one. We bought the acid-free sleeves for them, the plastic sleeves. So because a lot of the older ones, 1902 and older, that's about the oldest, and then all the way up to 1970. But the older ones, I didn't want the fragile paper. I didn't want to take any chances with that, so we put it in the envelope. Those cost us 13 cents each. So we have 23 cents invested in each one. And I can't tell you how much money we've made, probably well over $1,000. And we still have a ton left to list. And some of the ones that are more common, because I check everything on PicClick before I list. And so the ones that we have more of, or that are a lot listed, I'll just batch, and I'll just do one big batch of probably 20 or whatever will fit in a flat rate envelope.
All right. Now, your last one is we had to do it this way.
Okay. That's the other good one. So back in December, reading the groups and paying attention to what's available and what people are doing makes sense. So somebody said golden books were doing really well. So I said to Jean, "Don't we have golden books?" Well, sure enough, these are mine from 1942 to 48 to 52 is the newest. And they were in the attic. We brought them here with us. There's over 100 of them. And we've been the very first one I picked up. There were none listed. And when there's none listed, it's very confusing. With all this experience, like when there isn't one listed, does that mean that nobody wants it? Or does that mean it's really, really rare? So I didn't know what to do. So I put it at an auction for $49.98, and it sold for $74.
Nice.
And that was the first one. So I was hooked. So we're slowly dwindling. Today I did a batch of 9 of them because they were more common and not in as pristine condition. Some of these you can't even hardly open because they're so brand new.
Wow.
So, yeah. Do
you think they were all first editions?
So most of them are, and the way you find out is on the very back page. At the bottom of the back page inside the cover, there's a letter, and the A would be first edition. And most of them are, at least the really good ones are, and you can tell by my pricing. And I have whether it's A, if it's first edition, I have the A in the title.
Good tip.
Yeah.
So before we get to your duds, we do have a question from the chat for you. I love this new feature. Oops, let's do this. Nope, let's do this. Nope, let's do this. There we go.
A basic teaching outline that you could share. I go through the listing form. I start off with establishing a price, and by doing that, you're looking at old listings, you're looking at expired listings, you're looking at prices, titles, descriptions. And then we work our way right down the long listing form, step by step. But we start off by research. And again, I mentioned PicClick because that's where I've been going to more so for research than relying on eBay. It seems like it's easier to use.
I've never heard of PicClick.
PICCLICK.com.
Look at that. James with Joy is right there with it. Woo!
Yeah. I think there isn't a second K. The first key K is not there. It's PICCLICK.
Oh, Joy, I'm taking you off.
Yeah, it's very handy, and once you get there, you'll be hooked.
Okay, good to know.
All right, so we're going to end on this. We ask all our guests to send us 4 scores, like we share, and 2 duds, like we share. So let's look at your duds. You didn't send any, but why didn't you send any?
Because I don't believe anything is really a dud. I mean, what you say is there for a couple of years. I sell so many collectibles, and the story I tell all the time is that, those collector plates that everybody has. Well, we had the set of Oklahoma, and we had it listed for several years. Yeah. And a lady in Texas bought one of them with a note that said she lived in Oklahoma. She had the whole set, moved to Texas, and one of her plates broke. And that's why she replaced it with ours. So because I list something today and it doesn't sell, doesn't mean that the buyer, there you go, that the buyer isn't there today. They're going to buy it when they need it. So, I don't leave everything stay stagnant. I watch the listings, and it's, if it gets to 100 views, I end it and refresh and start it over again. And more than 6-8 months, I end it and start over again. So it might be listed for several years, but it's new and refreshed at least once a year. So no duds.
No duds.
Just waiting for the right buyer.
I love it.
I mean, that's just I love it. I was like, wait, what? But then you had a whole explanation. So I was kind of, I say this is episode 16 of season 7. So you're the first guest to be like, nope, no duds. But you're also the first guest to be in a recliner.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at that. I've never had a guest more relaxed ever.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Well, that is our show tonight. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Like I said, this is a whole new platform. As you can see, it's really nice and really more important looking. Really fancier, and it's going to get fancier because I'm going to do some more stuff. So I'm sorry we did have some technical difficulties, and I think we had a wrong link somewhere because I had created the link the old way and then I switched to this. So going forward, the links will always be correct. But I do love the fact that I can do things like this. Let me put these back like that. Lori says, I love that attitude.
Thank you.
This is so much fun. It's even funner. I know it's not a word, but it's funner for us too. It makes it so nice to pop up, the questions and the replies. So we're definitely going to be using this more often. So thank you for coming on. Is Gene there? Can he pop in and give away?
He's over in his recliner.
Oh, Matt, we'll give you the full screen there so we can say hi to Gene.
All right. We need your face.
We need your face. Look at your face. Look at your face.
I don't know if you can see me.
No.
Here I am.
Hi, Gene. Hey, Gene. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, you got me up. I had to walk here, so I'm tired now.
I'm sorry for making you up. Go back. Go sit down. Relax.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Now that you're up, Gene, pick your bride up and go dancing.
Why not? We don't have anything else to do.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. This has been a real joy and fun.
Yes.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for being on. It was great to have you. And don't forget, tomorrow night, Thrift Hall, 9 p.m. East Coast, 6 p.m. West Coast. Me and my buddy Matt, you're going to see I spent $30 on a t-shirt, and it's worth a lot more. Like the admin's eyes went when I shared it with them. And then Mom and I will be back on Sunday. So that's the next 2 things on the docket. I will have both posts up in the group this evening. So make sure you save the link. And with that, I will say adieu. Have a good night, everybody. And we'll see you soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on, Louise.
Yeah.